As you see, these components of our electromagnetic stirrers are quite big. This red one here is actually one of our smaller stirrers, so you can imagine that size is something that really matters here. What is electromagnetic stirring? Quickly put, it's contactless stirring of a molten metal by magnetic forces. But let's think of this from an everyday life perspective instead. Everyone's familiar with the concept of stirring a cup of coffee or mixing a hot chocolate. This is actually very similar to a furnace process in a steel plant. You have a furnace filled with molten metal and you have a slag layer on top. You want to stir the metal to melt scrap, for example. You really need this efficient stirring to have a high productivity. If you don't have the stirrer, you're not going to get out the sort of efficiency of the factory that you want. So electromagnetic stirring plays a crucial role in these processes. So here you see two of our components that go in the electromagnetic stirrers. This one is much of the interior of an electromagnetic stirrer. This actually goes inside a metal container, a box, to protect it. Since this is underneath the furnace, we really need it to be safe in terms of moisture, dirt, but we also need to cool it to make sure it keeps the proper temperature. This one is the iron core around which we wind the copper turns that generate the electromagnetic field. So this is the interior of the electromagnetic stirrer. Electromagnetic stirring was actually invented a long time ago. In the 1930s, there was an engineer at ASEA, which was the origin of ABB, and Dr. Ludwig Dreyfus actually invented the electromagnetic stirring process. The trick is that you have a fluid which is electrically conducting. And if you have this, you can get this to work. And this actually means that you can get not only molten steel to be stirred, but also aluminum, silicon, copper, other materials. The main trend in steel making right now is to decarbonize the processes. The main contribution to sustainability comes from the fact that the electromagnetic stirrer is an enabler for completely new processes, moving from traditional carbon production of metals to zero CO2. So I think what happens in this green quest is what we do in R&D in the coming years.